All right. Big drum roll. What a success story. When I think of this individual and how they were, Catapult doesn't even give it justice. They were like skyrocketed from one spot in our industry all the way to the top. And all in the middle, we had a lot of fun. I had the opportunity and the pleasure to coach this person on their journey as well. Our first endeavor together was the Flex Magazine model search. So we go to Vegas, and we're still prepping for our first bikini show, NPC bikini show. We go out, I look at the group, there's like 73 bikini girls all looking good. And lo and behold, our bikini girl wins the Flex model search. So that's at the Olympia. She gets to be on the Olympia stage, give out roses to Phil Heath, and capture all that moment. At our very first show, the NPC Hurricane Bay, boom. Wins her class, wins the overall. Next week after, we go to Orlando, to Chris and Allison Edie's NPC Southeast USA. She wins her class, wins the overall. Boom. Then we go, she goes, what's next? You know? I said, well, don't get so crazy about this winning stuff because you got to pay your dues, you know? I'm trying to pass on the wisdom. So, we plan on NPC Nationals. It's here in Florida, it's convenient. Her family can be there, it's going to be great, right? And we get a call and say, from the fitness management group, hey, I want your client to become one of our athletes. So I said, okay, well, how do you want to do that? Well, let's do a photo shoot, and then while we're doing the photo shoot, let's just put her in the show as well, which is Shannon Day's Fort Lauderdale Cup. I'm like, but, you didn't want to say, well, we've got enough shows under our belt, we're just going to concentrate on nationals. Accommodating personalities that we are, we said, sure, let's do it. So what'd she do? She wins the Fort Lauderdale Cup, and gets this amazing photo shoot. So if you guys look at those pictures from that particular day and say, the lighting is so special. The light was really good. That was me. So, we go to Miami, actually Fort Lauderdale, Nationals. She wins her class unanimously. And I think there was 38 girls in her class. So I'm going, oh my gosh, she's got a pro. Then the overall comes up. The scores come through. Out of 13 judges, unanimously, all this individual. All in between, she's also representing Hooters, and you see her on television and all these commercials as Miss Hooters International. So what a treat just in a very short time. And I never even had the opportunity or the chance to say, hey, if you dream, things can happen. I mean, it was just such a skyrocket blur. And the crazy thing about it is the journey is going to get even better as long as she wants to keep walking down this path. So I am so proud as a coach for this individual to announce IFBB Pro, 5-time title, already won 5 titles, one being the very first Arnold Australia. I give you today, Miss Janet Layug.
Hello, my name's Janet, and thank you, Tim, for that introduction. I've been with Tim since 2013, and I couldn't have done it with anyone other but him. I believe that things happen for a reason, and for the path that I took within bodybuilding, for him to be there along my side, I feel like that was meant to be. So before I even got into any of this stuff, competing and all that, I didn't know anything about bodybuilding. I was more of a pageant girl. I loved doing pageants, and I did bikini contests on the side. I always thought it was fun. So I did that, but I was also a full-time nursing student, a mother. My daughter's over here. Her name is Briley. And also going back to school to get my bachelor's degree. So I tend to handle a lot at the same time. But I was working at the hospital doing nursing, and I hadn't done anything, a pageant in a while or anything. But I worked so hard going through school, and I was just felt like, hey, I really want to do something for myself that I've never got to do before. And I've always seen on like social media and just here and there the bikini division, which really sparked something for me. And I said, oh my God, I wish I could look like that. At the time, I was more of like what you would call skinny fat. I thought I was in shape, but Tim fixed that for me. So I knew a few people in the industry, but one person in particular, I told him about how I wanted to get started. I didn't know what to do or who to go with, as there's many choices out there, trainers and coaches and all that. My friend Joe said, hey, I know this guy Tim, he's kind of close by. He's a great guy and you'll love him. I said, okay, well, I really don't know anyone else, so gave him a call, and I knew the day that I walked in there, I told him, I said, hey, this is what I want to do, and he's like, oh, well, where do you want to take it? And I said, I don't know, I just want to do it, so I was so excited, and there was a Flex Magazine Model Search was the first event that I wanted to do, and that's really, before competing, that's the only thing I wanted to do was a model search. And they say if you have a dream so big, you don't need an alarm clock to wake up, because you'll wake up for the next morning on your own. Your passion is so big, it'll move you that much. And that's how it was when I started this prep for the model search. And so we got the plan, we got the nutrition plan, the training plan. I started it, and I treated it as like a 30-day transformation for myself. And each day, got up on my own, and I was like ready to go. So here comes, the Olympia's here. I'm backstage, and I realized I'm here next to like all these Olympia IFBB pros. Like, that's crazy. Like, but I'm just taking part in the model search. And there's about 73 girls I'm competing against. And I'm like, that's so, that's a lot of numbers. And never did I think I would win that, because I never did anything fitness related. It was I'm used to a different type of audience, and with fitness, I didn't know what they were judging on, or, but Tim took care of that for me. He's just, don't think about it, just get up there and do it. So, okay, he's my coach, I'll listen to him, that's what I did. And sure enough, I won the whole model search. And I was just shocked, like I couldn't believe it, but that was really the start of it all. And I was gung-ho, ready to start on NPC. Got my NPC card. It was a really cool moment, but I got hooked. My first show, of course, Tim's NPC Hurricane Bay, won it, and I was like, I'm ready for the next one. So I ended up getting my pro card later that year in November, and then kind of like you, Karina, my IFBB Pro debut was at the Arnold in Ohio. Yeah, really big show too. You're crazy.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how intimidating that would be. But for me, I'm used to being on the stage, and I treat it as any other stage. mentally I have to think, be comfortable, this is the stage, this is, you worked so hard, all you can do is be here, present it, and that's what I did. But I ended up placing 8th, and out of 16 girls, so, top half. I was excited about that, and it was just a great honor to be there, to be able to get the invitation to go compete at the Arnold amongst the best in the world. So to me, I was a winner anyway. Then I went on to compete in the Daytona Battle on the Beach. That was my first IFBB Pro win. And then later I competed in Pittsburgh, placed in the top 5 there, and competed later in the year at my first Olympia as an IFBB Pro. So it really was like super fast, hard to take in, like, because there were so many things to celebrate for the year. But throughout this whole time, my whole journey, I always have to remember with everything that I'm doing, because I have to keep up with my nursing and my husband at home, my daughter. It's a lot to balance. And if you don't have that balance in your life, you will not succeed. So if I could give advice on your journey for this, is to keep the balance. Know what your priorities are, and if this is a goal in your life, you have to kind of work things around it, but also not forget your other priorities that you have in life. So later, then I competed in my second Arnold Classic. I ended up placing 3rd. And then 2 weeks later, I ended up competing in Arnold, Australia. I won that one, so it was a really big win for me. I got to meet Arnold himself on stage. It was really crazy because I didn't know what he was going to ask me. And I'm like, oh God, just thinking. And out of everything he could say or ask me, he says, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?" I was just shocked, so I just stared at him like, really? But it was really, I had to take that moment, and I think I just kind of stopped and didn't even answer, because I'm like, oh wow, this is really Arnold himself asking me a question. But it was such an honor to have him thank me and tell me I did such a great job, and the hard work and just such a great accomplishment, in front of the whole Australia audience and everyone back home that was watching. My family wasn't there, and my coach wasn't there, unfortunately, but it definitely was a win for all of us on the team. And then the next weekend, I continued to New Zealand to compete in the New Zealand Pro-Am, and won that show as well. So that was the 5th or?
That's your 4th.
4th.
You gotta throw Korea, you gotta throw Asia in there.
That's right. Okay, and then fast forwarding, we go to the Olympia this past year, and I placed first runner-up again. And that show is always, it's such a huge deal. It's, like he said, the Super Bowl of the year. But all I can do is come back and try harder. And that's all you can do for any show that you compete in. Try your best and figure out some things in your prep, change it up. And of course, that's what we do every single time. And so after the Olympia, competed in Korea, and I won that show. And then the next weekend competed in the Prague Pro, which is also, they have the Olympia amateur show there, which is like a mini Olympia, and it's pretty crazy because it's getting huge, and it's just like the real Olympia, but just downsized a mini. Like they have all the booths, and the fans there are they're so they're just really into it, really crazy fanatics about the sport. And to think that I had people over there who knew who I was crazy. But now that we're here, I'm competing for the Arnold Classic once again, and hopefully we can take on another title. That's the goal. But the journey isn't easy. I know I was catapulted pretty quickly and had a lot of wins, but at the same time, I did lose a couple of shows, and that made me realize that not everything comes so easy. You really have to work super hard, and whatever you put in to your prep is what comes out of it. So, Tim, I know that you say, does your aspirations reflect what you're doing? And that really resonates with me. You know, you can, whatever you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So, well, that's my journey, and hopefully,
so we're gonna boastfully claim to say today that we're gonna win not only the Arnold in 3 weeks, but also the Olympia.
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions?